Military life isn't predictable, but earning your master's degree can be. With American Military University's 40-plus flexible online master's programs, you can stay mission-ready while you get market-ready. Learn anywhere, anytime, with an education built to keep pace, steady, reliable, and always accessible. Plus, military service members, veterans, and their families can save up to 45% on master's tuition with AMU's special rates and grants. Learn more at amu.apus.edu. Steady through every mission.
When you have a kid, the only bowl that matters is the one in the bathroom. Yes, we mean their trip to the toilet bowl. Introducing a new team player from Dude Wipes, Lil Dude Wipes, the flushable wet wipe for kids. Like the original, they're also free of chemical binders and alcohol, so you can protect your little player's end zone with the safest clean possible. And the best part? Lil Dude Wipes come fragrance-free or in a bubble bum scent your little stinker will love. Gentle enough for little cheeks and strong enough for toddler streaks. Made with 100% plant-based natural fibers. Available exclusively at Walmart nationwide.
Get almost anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parm delivered. A little escape? No. A delicious bowl of grapes? Yes. Yes, that. An afternoon stroll? Sorry, no. A burrito bowl? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now.
Former Panthers defensive tackle Dwan Edwards played 11 years in the NFL, beginning with Baltimore, on to Buffalo, then his final 4 years as a Carolina Panther. His final season, the Super Bowl 50 season for Carolina, and his final game was in that contest. We'll catch up with the man who lives in Charlotte with his family of 5 to see what's happening with Dwan Edwards today.
30 seasons of Panther football, a celebration of the players, coaches, and other key figures who've contributed to the organizational success.
Catching up with Dwan Edwards now, who played his final 4 years with the Carolina Panthers. Stops in Baltimore and Buffalo. Was it 11 or 12 years in the NFL?
12.
12 years. Congratulations on that. And for you, your most productive years, I would probably say your 3 most productive years came as a Carolina Panther. All part of that ascent. You were here during where the team was on the rise coming up. From your career standpoint, talk about you, first of all, before the team and what they were able to accomplish. What was it like as a player playing in the system and with Sean McDermott as a defensive coordinator and what you were able to accomplish?
It was great for me. It was an opportunity for me to really come here and do what I did well, which I kind of haven't been able to do, from certain places I played in my career. So it was an opportunity for me to play fast. I pretty much played in a 3-4 system my whole career. So coming here, playing in a 4-3 and getting to, get some sacks and rush the quarterback was fantastic for me. And like you said, allowed me to have some of my most productive years. Yeah,
for you guys, we have Colin Cole's one of the guys we're talking with, Mario Addison, Coney Ely, Charles Johnson, the KK. I mean, what a great group to take that position group of what you guys. You probably had to fight for reps out there, right, with all the talent that was on that side.
No doubt, and that's great. You want to have that dynamic where everyone's fighting for reps and got to work hard, and I think that really helped our dynamic of our team, just being competitive and really having to compete for those reps.
And you played with really a whole defense was that way. And you even think we'll talk about the Super Bowl game later. But you guys balled out defensively in that Super Bowl game as well. But behind you having Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis, Shaq was a rookie that year. Secondary was loaded. Josh Norman was having a career year. What was it like just as far as that whole unit defensively and the cohesiveness you guys played with?
I think it was definitely a tribute to Sean McDermott and how he was able to get everybody on the same page. Great coaching, and a team that was just super competitive. That was just, it was evident from training camp. We got in a fight. Josh Norman and Cam Newton get in a fight early in training camp. And, having a guy like Cam on offense, the defense always wants to be prepared and bring it and kind of shut him up. So it was just a good dynamic that we had. Super competitive guys, guys that were professionals, guys that were locked in and just loved to compete.
And then you had sledgehammers like Tolbert and Jay Stu, and that as far as the practice battles, I'm sure were great with that too.
Oh, it was amazing. Team was loaded with great players and great teammates and guys that just wanted to compete and win.
We mentioned Sean McDermott. Ron Rivera really seems being a really good player in his career. Not all coaches played at the NFL level. What was it like playing for a coach that was a player's coach, so to speak?
Ron was amazing. I guess one of the first head coaches that, I'm going to have some real conversations with, about my family, about just life. And he's going to be honest with me. If I played well, he's going to tell me, I played well. If not, he's going to tell me I need to step my game up. And I can appreciate a coach that's going to be honest with me and not tell me what I want to hear or give me coach speak. He's going to give it to me real and raw, and I can appreciate that and respect that as a coach. And he did a great job while he was here. Probably one of my favorite coaches for sure.
Yeah, great human being. The whole ascent from 2014 to 2015 is, especially when you look back at it, mind-numbing. I mean, you guys won collectively 18 regular season games in a row because you won those last 4 in 14, won a playoff game, started out 14-0 the next regular season there. I mean, when you're sitting there at 3-8-1 and you're losing, I think the Vikings was the last loss prior to that. What was the mood? I mean, it felt like Ron might get fired at that time, and then the next thing you know, you guys go on one of the great runs in NFL history.
It is so funny. You talk about that game in Minnesota. First of all, it was one of the coldest games I think I've ever played in. It was outside University.
At the Gopher Stadium,
yes,
yeah.
It was outside. It was
yeah.
Coldest game I've ever played in. And then I think at one point we got 2 punts blocked for touchdowns in a row. And that was my 11th season. So at that time, I'm honestly thinking about retiring. Like, we're not playing. I think we lost 6-7 in a row maybe that year. And somehow we managed to turn it around, and, division was struggling a little bit. So we made the playoffs, 7-8-1 or whatever it was.
That's right.
It turned my whole attitude on our outlook of the team and how we could bounce back and obviously, come back and play the next season. And we play amazing. And then I think about retiring after that season.
You go from where at that moment of that Minnesota game in late 14, where you're probably thinking we can't win a game, to getting to December of 2015, where you feel like you can't lose a game. The only loss was to Atlanta. What was it like as far as just keeping it rolling like that? I mean, 14-0 in a regular season like that is just like mind-numbing to think about now.
It doesn't make sense, and it's so hard to win in the NFL. But we just came together the way our team was defensively. Obviously, Cam having an MVP type season, our ability to run the ball. It was just a formula for great football. Our ability to stop the run, offense running the ball, score touchdowns, we can get leads. And, from there, I think we led the league in interceptions that year, had a great D-line we could, unleash and get after quarterbacks, and it was just a recipe for success for us.
So you make the postseason, obviously, 15-1, and you're blowing out Seattle. It's 31-0 at halftime, and they almost come all the way back, 31-24. Thomas Davis recovers that onside kick with just over a minute to go. That got a little nerve-wracking there. And then you do blow the doors off of Arizona, obviously, the week after that. But you guys really did have the ability to, like, when things were flying, and, like, you guys were just not just winning, you were steamrolling opponents.
It was amazing. The city, the fans were so amazing in Charlotte that year. Still have never seen anything like that. Just people still talk about that I talked to in the city, just how electric the city was and how fun and the excitement the city has. And, definitely hoping that we can get back on that same track and get the Panthers back in the playoffs.
Yeah, that'd be great. And obviously things look like they're kind of building in that direction right now. And then you get to the Super Bowl. You guys are favored. It's Peyton Manning's last game. Did you know it was going to be your last game when you took the field that day?
Yes. I have a video walking around the stands that I took. And in my head, we're going to win, and I'm going to ride off into the sunset. This is what I thought. But, I pretty much knew that was going to be my last game. And, definitely didn't go the way we wanted to. But, obviously, I'd rather have played and lost than to not have ever went to the Super Bowl. So it was a great experience, obviously. Didn't finish, but great memories I'll always get to share.
Yeah. Well, the defense had another great game there. I know you don't break it into components, but they did, so we're going to say that. And then beyond that, there were some obviously tangible things. The turnovers were huge. The sacks that were given up were huge for whatever combination of reasons. The approach mentally, anything, did it feel flat? Did it feel off? When you talk about the psyche of the game, what big component did that play in losing by 2 touchdowns?
If I would say anything, looking back, I would say we probably were a little tight that game. And we were a have-fun team. You know, we let it loose. You know, we weren't uptight. We just went and played and did our thing. And I think the Super Bowl, we probably were a little uptight. I actually, I ran into an official one time, probably getting my car oil changed or something like that, and I recognized the guy, and he's talking about the Super Bowl, and he's like, I actually did the Super Bowl, and just going into the different locker rooms, he said there was two totally different dynamics about how very quiet in our locker room, and you could attribute that to anything, focus or whatever, guys being prepared or whatever, but he said on the flip side, the Denver, I mean, there was music going. He said he was talking about the head coach was in there in his underwear, and like, I almost think them, the Broncos, having lost to the Seattle, probably I think a few years prior, and having that experience, and maybe they knew that they just had to, you know, play their game, be loose, and just play the game. I will say we probably felt a little uptight, a little too business oriented when we were all year. We had fun and we were loose, and that's the way we played. And it just seemed like we were a little tight.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of the same thing. Just for whatever reason, there's collectively, there's individually how that whole approach was for that game. And now we fast forward 10 years later. As you said, that was your final game, was on that field in Santa Clara. 5 kids. Yes. Life is good.
Yes, life is great. It's busy, but it's great. They keep me busy and feeling young. So yes, it's good.
Good way to be.
Yes.
Great to catch up with you. Thank you, Dwan.
Thank you for your time.
30 seasons of Panther football.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than Saquon Barkley, the NFL's reigning leading rusher. I'm also the NFL's leading husher. Shh, hush up back there. Wow, I might have just set the hushing record. Well, almost. For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Whether you're kicking off a campaign, gearing up for an event, or suiting up your team, 4imprint has the promo products to move your brand down the field. With thousands of customizable options like premium apparel, drinkware, tech totes, and giveaways, it's easy to score fan favorites that deliver impact. You'll get expert support, speedy delivery, and their 360-degree guarantee, so you can be 4imprint certain your order arrives exactly right on time. Explore more at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Get almost anything you need delivered with Uber Eats. What do we mean by almost? Well, you can't get a well-groomed lawn delivered, but you can get a chicken parm delivered. A little escape? No. A delicious bowl of grapes? Yes, that. An afternoon stroll? Sorry, no. A burrito bowl? Happily, yes. A day of sunshine? No. A box of fine wines? Yes. Uber Eats can definitely get you that. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now. Alcohol in select markets. Product availability may vary by region. See app for details. Get almost anything delivered with Uber Eats. Order now.